Bertram Chandler began writing science fiction in 1944 at the behest of John W. Campbell. In 1978, Ross Pavlak invited him to be the guest of honor at Marcon XIII, a regional science fiction convention. Ross was a Chandler fan and included bibliographic and other information in that convention's program book. He included the Chandler-authored biographical notes on John Grimes, Chandler's most famous character, including that character's birth, attendance at the Survey Service Academy, and his first assignments as an ensign in the Federation Navy. In The Road to the Rim, published as an Ace Books double by Ace Books in 1967, John Grimes has graduated from the Academy and has to take civilian transport from Earth to Lindisfarne Base. He takes passage aboard the Interstellar Transport Commission's ship Epsilon Pavonis, where he meets Jane, Calamity Jane, Arlen, a purser who is secretly a recruiter for the nascent RimWorld's Rim Runners shipping fleet. Grimes loses his virginity to Jane. The ship receives a distress call from another vessel that has been pirated, and Pavonis's captain decides to go in pursuit. Grimes reluctantly takes military stores from the hold and helps to arm the ship, assisting in the resultant action as well. Rather than being cashiered for illegal use of stores, Grimes is transferred and promoted. To Prime the Pump, Curtis Books, 1971. Grimes is assigned to FSS Ares, which is tasked with assisting the El Dorado colony. El Dorado, the planet of the rich bitches, has not had a birth in nearly a generation. Local leaders have determined that it will take a sacrifice, a death on the planet, to start the life pump of the terraformed world, and Grimes is to be the unwitting sacrifice. He foils the attempt, killing the would-be assassin, and, in the meantime, manages to impregnate the Baroness Michelle d'Estaing. Grimes's son will be the first child born on El Dorado. Isaac Asimov's Science Fiction Magazine, March-April 1978. Grimes at Glenrowan. Many years from now, during an extended layover, Captain Grimes relates numerous stories of his earlier career to Kitty Kelly, a media personality. In the first adventure recounted, Grimes takes a mental journey to an alternate reality in which Ned Kelly leads a successful revolt of the Australian colony, one which Grimes inadvertently stymies. The Hard Way Up, Ace Books Double, Ace Books, 1972, a collection of short stories. In With Good Intentions, Grimes, still assigned to Ares, is tasked with managing a scientific landing party. He conducts his own experiment with one of the Indigenes, receiving low marks from his commander and high marks from the scientific crew. Grimes is transferred to Commander Damien's command. In The Subtractor, Grimes receives his promotion and is given command of Adder, a fast courier ship. He foils a political assassination. In The Tin Messiah, Grimes outwits a would-be robot messiah. In The Sleeping Beauty, Grimes and crew fall under the telepathic sway of a Shara princess. In The Wandering Buoy, a relic of an ancient star-faring civilization is discovered. In The Mountain Movers, Grimes takes a vacation and visits a world where a stone monolith, much like Uluru, turns out to be a spaceship of the Old Ones. Isaac Asimov's Science Fiction Magazine, April 1980. Grimes and the Great Race, another tale told to Kitty Kelly late in Grimes's career. Grimes is sent to Darbar, a world inhabited by humanoids. The Darbars want to acquire faster-than-light technologies. Fortunately, their world exists at the border between the Halacheki, the Shara, and the Human Federation spheres of influence. A race featuring lighter-than-air ships is used by the Darbars to help them decide which sphere of influence they will join. Ace Books, 1972. The Hard Way Up. What you know. Grimes and Adder are tasked with transporting a Federation ambassador, who also happens to be a member of the FSS Promotions Board. She is not at all pleased with Grimes. However, with the assistance of the Commissioner's aide, with whom he has an affair, Grimes acquires some dirt on the Commissioner. Following the completion of their journey, Grimes gets his promotion. Robert Hale, 1975. The Broken Cycle. While awaiting his next assignment at Lindisfarne Base, Grimes is paired up with Una Freeman, a sky marshal, tasked with combating piracy on the space lanes. Delta Geminorum has been pirated, and Una, along with Grimes, being supernumerary, are sent to investigate. The ship, however, has been rigged and explodes when the two try to board. They are thrown into an alternate universe, one in which a machine intelligence named Cephalon rules. Cephalon creates an Edenic world for John and Una and expects them to procreate and populate the world with human slaves. Despite great temptation, both Grimes and Freeman manage to foil Cephalon's plans. Horowitz, 1968. False Fatherland, aka Spartan Planet. Grimes has been given command of Seeker, a true survey ship, and has been tasked with investigating reports of a lost colony. Several inhabited worlds are discovered, including New Sparta, a planet originally colonized by the lost ship ITC Doric. The planet has been organized along lines of ancient Sparta, contrived by its founders to be an entirely homosexual society. Grimes and crew uncover facts about the colony's early founding and assist Brasidas, a Spartan guardsman, in fomenting a revolt. Other Worlds, 1978. Grimes, among the gourmets. Lieutenant Commander Grimes is sent to Warissa, home to a non-human humanoid species that the Federation wishes to bring under its influence. However, the Duchy of Waldegren has sent ambassadors as well. Grimes' behavior at a state dinner ends up giving the upper hand to the Waldegrenese. Ace Double, Ace Books, 1972. The Inheritors. Grimes, commanding Seeker, is sent to investigate what could be white slave trade activities and discovers the lost colony of Morovia. Drongo Kane, owner of the independent shipping concern Able Enterprises with his ship, Southerly Buster, have been enticing the inhabitants of Morovia aboard with false promises of galactic tours, only to sell them into slavery. And Kane claims that it is perfectly legal, as the Moravians are not humans, but are in fact under-people, human-looking but derived from animal stock. In the Federation, under-people do not have human rights. Grimes benefits from a fortunate bit of timing in thwarting Kane's plot. Daw, 1975. The Big Black Mark. Following his success on Morovia, Grimes is promoted and given command of FSS Discovery. Unfortunately, this is a ship that has been packed with all of the ne'er-do-wells, troublemakers, and passed-over officers in the survey service. Discovery is sent on another lost colony hunt, this time discovering a previously uncontacted non-human species with unfortunate consequences, and the happy discovery of the lost colony of Botany Bay. Botany Bay is idyllic, especially after the crew is introduced to a local drug. Grimes reluctantly orders the return of Discovery to base, but his crew mutinies, setting him and the ship's doctor adrift in a boat. Fortunately, Grimes is rescued and returns with Francis Delamere and a Federation delegation to arrest the mutineers. The mutineers escape capture with the aid of the colonists. Delamere plans to arrest Grimes and bring him back to Lindisfarne Base to face a court-martial. But Grimes contrives to resign his FSS commission and becomes the master of the Baroness Michelle d'Estaing's private yacht. And thus concludes the first third of John Grimes' career, from FSS Ensign to Commander. The middle phase of his adventures, commencing with becoming the master, if not owner, of the Baroness Michelle d'Estaing's private yacht, the Far Traveler, will commence when that ship pays a visit to the Farhaven colony in furtherance of the Baroness's ethnographic work on lost colonies.